All right, so here we have it right before we put down the landscape fabric, and I apologize, the wind is kicking up. We got more rain coming in, so hopefully this comes through loud and clear. Just to go over this, so you know, if you don't have a tractor, you got a strong back, you can do this with a shovel, especially if it's in the wet season where you're at, where the soil's pretty moist, so you can get underneath and pry the grass. It does not need to be perfect, right? You're not laying pavers in this situation, you're filling it with gravel after the landscape fabric. So the low points, as long as you're within an inch or two, more or less across, gravel's gonna fill up the low points, it's gonna compact over time. And if you need to, you simply, you know, sprinkle on a couple more wheelbarrows of gravel as it gets kind of compressed into the earth. You don't want something that's crazy deep though, like a crazy imperfection, because you could get some pooling of water during a heavy rain. So just keep it realistic and don't kill yourself trying to get it perfect, all right? So we have it just narrower than the width of our landscape fabric. And with this weather coming in, I will go ahead and lay that out now and we'll get the gravel put on. All right, well, nighttime is rolling in. Wanted to go over a few more details as we finish up here. We're supposed to get rain all day tomorrow, so rather than finishing that last part and then finishing up the video, just get it done now. I do not know when I can finish that. So we have the rock in. Like I said, as you spend a week or so walking back and forth on it, you might want to sprinkle on a little bit more rock after it's all said and done, once it gets compacted down. Our landscape fabric is a 20-year commercial landscape fabric. I don't know why this cat is yelling at me. Henry, be quiet. So, it's 20-year landscape fabric, Greenhouse Megastore, I believe. I'll put the website in the description below. It might be a different website. I'll have to double check with my wife, but we've used it many times. Previous property, this property, and it is not carpet, okay? So 20-year means it's going to last 20 years or more after the stuff is put on it. So you can't just lay it down and expect nothing to get through. Strong grasses will eventually poke through if you do not have it covered with like a rock or a mulch, at least 4 inches on the rock, and I think it's 6 inches on the mulch. Don't quote me on that, but you have to have something over top of it for that guarantee to be anywhere near true, because I have done that before, and within the same season you'll have a strong grass be able to punch up through it, and it, you know, it still will block out 98% of everything, but you'll start to see failures if it is not covered up. So I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, we'll get everything cleaned up here, last few areas covered up, but when you make the path just narrower than the landscape fabric, then you get the little curve up on the sides with the landscape fabric, and that'll act as another barrier to keep the merging roots from coming in, kind of like an edging of sorts, you know, not a real edging, but it will help the horizontal intrusion of grass root and spread. So I do recommend you do that. And then, like I said, with what the dirt and the turf that we removed, we'll fill the rock up so that it's more or less all even, remove the tripping hazards and things like that, because this is a high traffic area. Kids are not going to stay on the pathways. But you can do this if you have a small path, like I said before, with just a shovel, as long as you've got easy enough turf to work with, and the location you're in. I can do this in Missouri. I would not been able to do this by hand in Idaho. So even in this case, I still use the backhoe because it's just way easier, way less time consuming. So it's as easy as that, and you just want to make sure that you have got the vast majority of the roots up, and that you cover the landscape fabric as soon as you put it down, or within, you know, the next day or two, just to make sure that you know, you're maximizing the potential and you don't start getting any solar breakdown or root intrusion without putting that on. So with that, I appreciate you guys watching, and talk to you again soon.